In this video, we're going to learn how Unity UI works, and we will make score counter for our game. Let's start. First thing we have to do is to be more organized. To do that, right click and create folder. Alright, we're gonna name this script, and we put all our scripts inside it. And you can do for this material also the same thing. Create folder and name it, and then select our materials and put it all inside. After we're putting all our materials inside our folder, here we have obstacle prefab. So we need to create a folder called prefab, and we put our obstacle in it. Alright, next thing to do is, when you test the game, maybe some of you will have this problem. If we select our player and go back to collision detection, we hit it continuous. So when we hit our obstacle, it will detect the collision and stop the player. And maybe some of you will have faced this problem with not detecting the collision when you hit an obstacle. And we have to do the same to our obstacle. Open a prefab, choosing the obstacle, and right here, continuous. Then if you have this little star on your scene, that means the changes that you have made, it will not save until you save it. So by hitting Ctrl plus S, it will save your scene. Then to create our score UI, it's very simple in Unity. Just right click on the hierarchy and then selecting UI, and we select text. Here we have something called canvas. Canvas is responsible for our UI, and we have text. Right now we cannot see our text on the screen, so for seeing that we have to click on the 2D, then clicking on the text, press F. Here we have our text, and if we zoom out a little bit with the mouse scroll wheel, we can move it to wherever we want. So right here you can see it on screen. And if we're selecting our text, here we can align the text by clicking in the middle for the horizontal and vertical, and we can change the font size so it's very much bigger, so it's not fit in the boundaries. So for fitting in the boundaries, we just click on here, and simple as that. You can adjust it however you like, and you can resize it until you found something you like. Right, that's a little bit too big, so let's say about 25, and we will write here just maybe 12, just to get ourselves straight point. And if we click on canvas, here we need to change the UI scale mode to scale with screen size. So as you can see right now, it's got a little bit lower, so we need to change it to up. So if we maximize the game view, you can see this, the text is right here, and it will change depending on the screen. So for that, again clicking on canvas, and we need to match the height. So let's give it another try. That's much better. And we need to bump the font size a little bit, say 30, and you can change the font to from here to whatever font you want. If you want to add more fonts, you can download them and add them right here, and then click on the text and clicking here and select them from here. And we need now to make our text a little bit bigger. Get to the top, bump out the size, and right here we can change our text color. If you want white, black, you can do whatever you like. I'm gonna keep it white. And right now if we hit play, As you can see, the text doesn't change, it doesn't calculate any score. So if you want to do that, we can make our text calculating our player move by the meter. So if the player moves 1 meter, you can show here 1 meter. So for doing that, we can select our text, go down, add component, and write score, and hit new script, score, right? Double click to open it, and we can delete our start method and write public game object, but we don't want game object because the type that we want is collecting the meters. So we need transform, because transform has the position, and we can calculate our player position with a transform, and we can simply call it layer. And we go right here to the update, and we can simply write debug.log, and then open the parentheses, and we can write player dot position dot z, semicolon at the end. Control S to save it. Go back to the Unity. Let's select our player and drag it to here. And if we select our console and hit play, we will see a bunch of numbers when the player moves. If you liked the video so far, leave a like and subscribe. As you can see, it's much numbers in here. So one thing we need to check is if we go to the first number, we can see -3 at the front. That because if we go back to the scene, select our player, pressing F, our player right now is at the position of -3 on the Z, so we need it to start at -0. By fixing that, it will be working from, it will start from the 0 value and will ascending until you reach the end of the level. So how we can transform these values from the console to our score in here? We go back to our code, and right here we have to write using Unity engine.ui semicolon. We have to write this every time we need to add our UI elements to our scripts. So public text, and we'll name it score text, semicolon. And we can change this right here. If we say score text dot, we can say anything from alignment, font, color, and we will select text because we want to change the text, and we'll say equal to player dot position dot z. As you can see right here is telling us there's an error and cannot convert type float to string. So float is a data type. Float is a data type that only counts with decimal numbers, and string is a string when you write your text or words, so we can't convert them. To convert them, we have to write dot to string, and we have to open parentheses, and this is simply converting our float to a string. Control S to save it. Go back to Unity, and then selecting our text, and we will grab our text to here, and if we hit play, as you can see right here, it's counting our Z values or Z position, the values, and still working. So if we start the gameplay, So if you want to take off the decimal numbers, you have to go back to the Visual Studio, and we'll write inside this double quotation 0. And right now if we hit play, you can see we start at 0 and only counting in numbers without any decimals. And if we maximize our screen or game screen, we can see that's working perfectly and it's so much fun. So stop the game, and if maybe some of you saw the text isn't that much crisp or something, we go right here under pixel perfect and check this, and this will be the end of our video. Thanks for watching so far. Subscribe if you didn't, hit the like if you liked the video. See you on the next one.